There's a moment right before a plumbing repair goes wrong when you say, what if I just tighten this up a little bit more? That's when things get really wet. Just leave it to the experts. Book a drain cleaning with Crop Metcalf today, now only $99. Learn more at serviceexperts.com.
Another game day.
But while he's glued to the TV, I'm winning my own way with Mistplay.
Let's go!
Mistplay rewards me just for playing free mobile games. I earn points and swap them for gift cards to Amazon, Uber Eats, and Sephora.
Yeah! We won!
And I just redeemed a Target gift card. Woo! Download Mistplay today and turn your downtime into rewards.
Hello, listeners of Tudoriferous. Just before we start, a few things to mention. First of all, we didn't know this when we recorded this episode a couple of months ago, but this is the 200th episode of Tudoriferous. So huge congratulations to Lucy and Michelle. Once we realised that this episode was going to be ready at the right time, we knew it had to be the celebratory episode. Celebrations are a time to do something a little different, and that's certainly what we have today. Speaking of Michelle, Lucy and I had really hoped she'd be able to take part in this episode, but no, she's having a difficult year. She will be back absolutely as soon as she can be, and we're all looking forward to when she's able to return so we can again hear her laugh uproariously at some historical facts and be absolutely horrified by others. So, today, we're going to be giving you a complete performance of a Tudor play. I'll explain more after the intro music, but just a couple of things that I forgot to say in our original recording. The first, we've had to put the explicit tag on this episode. Not because of anything we choose to say, it's entirely down to the language in the original script. I think when it's literature, you're allowed to call it ribald. But whatever it is, you might want to be cautious if you have any young or sensitive ears in the room. We used a mixture of the original script and a modernised version, depending on the preference of each performer, but either way, the humour of the 1490s wasn't afraid to be a little broad and direct. And finally, all of our performers are fellow history podcasters who gave us their time and effort for nothing, so please do make sure to listen to the end, where we'll have a little post-show chat about each of their podcasts. It was an absolute joy to record with them. And on a personal note, as the newest podcaster amongst them, the people of the Rexipod and history podcasting world really are as funny, as smart and delightful as they seem on their shows. And that goes double for Lucy and Michelle. Anyway, that's enough sincerity. On with the show. Hello, I'm David.
And I'm Lucy.
And welcome to a very special episode of Tudoriferous. This one is going to be particularly unusual. We decided we'd had so much fun recording our episode about Henry Medwall, the first vernacular English playwright, that we thought, you know what? Not enough people know Fulgens and Lucrece. We should put on a performance of this. But who in their right mind would help us out here? I mean, there are 7 parts in this play, and we can't play all of them between ourselves. Who in their right mind? Well, here they are. I'd like to welcome to the podcast the History Podcast players in order of appearance in the show. So I will be playing the part of A, and joining me as the other half of the double act, playing B, we have Michael from the Quest for Power podcast. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
And then playing the elderly and very serious, very concerned Roman senator, Fulgens, we have Quinn from Noblesse Oblige.
Hello.
Hello, Quinn. Of course, he has a beautiful daughter, and the first person who is coming to try and woo that daughter is the very noble, in terms of ancestry, but maybe not in terms of personality, Cornelius, and that is played by Simon from The History of Venice.
Hello, hello.
Hello. And of course, playing the wonderful Lucrece, who everyone adores, is Meredith from the Alexander Standard.
Hello.
Hello. And, of course, we have the suitor who we are told right at the beginning, it's not a spoiler, truly earns her love. A common man with true nobility. We play in Gaius, we have Roberto from Quest for Power and Tsar Power and the History of Saqartvelo, Georgia.
Howdy.
Yes. Have I missed any podcasts there, Roberto? Or is that...
For now, you're fine. For now.
And of course, anyone who's going through the parts will realise that Lucy is therefore playing the role of Joan, the saucy maid.
Oh, God. Hello. I'll try and be saucy, but I don't guarantee anything.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like you to imagine yourself into the hall of Lambeth Palace in London. The time is somewhere in the 1490s, maybe 1497, probably around Christmas time. The fire is crackling away. Everything is, there is little hubbub in the room. You've probably had one of the many courses you will have in one of these banquets, and you're sitting down, the minstrels stop playing, and some Herbert strolls on stage to start the show. A serving man, enters from the audience and looks around. For God's will, what mean ye, sirs, to stand so still? Have you not eaten, and your fill, and paid no thing therefore? Whist, sirs, thus dare I say, he that shall for the shop pay vouchsafeth that ye largely assay such meat as he hath in store. Now, I trow your dishes be not bare, nor yet ye do the wine spare. Therefore, be merry as ye fare. You are welcome, each one, unto this house, without feigning. But I marvel much of one thing, that after this merry drinking and good recreation, there is no words among this press. Non sunt liquelle nequis amones. There's no words or anything. It were as in men were sadness. Here ye stand musing. Whereabouts I cannot tell. Oh, or else some pretty damsel for to dance and spring, eh? Tell me, what count? Is it not so? I'm sure here shall be somewhat ado, and a whiz, I know it, or I go without I be driven hence. B, another serving man, jumps up from the audience.
Nay, hardly, man. I undertake, no man will such masteries make, and it were for thee manor's sake, thou mightst tarry by license. Among other men, and see the play, I warrant no man will say thee nay.
I think it will even as ye say, that no man will me grieve. But pray you, tell me that again. Shall here be a play?
Yea, for certain.
Oh, by my troth, therefore I am glad and fain. And ye will me believe, of all the world, I love such sport. It doth me so much pleasure and comfort, and that causes me ever to resort where such a thing is to do. I trust your own self be one of them that shall play.
Nay, I am none. I trow thou speakest in derision, to liken me thereto.
Nay, I mock thought, what ye well, that I thought verily by your apparel that thou hast been a player.
Nay, never, Adele.
Oh, I cry you mercy, I was to blame. Lo, therefore I say, there is so much nice array among these gallants nowadays, that a man shall not lightly know a player from another man. But now, to the purpose where I began. I see well, here shall be a play then.
Yea, that there shall doubtless, and I trow ye shall like it well.
Seemeth then that ye can tell somewhat of the matter.
Yea, I am of counsel. One told me all the process.
I pray you, what shall it be?
By my faith, as it was told me, more than once or twice, as far as I can bear it away, all the substance of their play shall proceed this wise. When the empire of Rome was such a flower, that all the world was subject to the same, then was a noble senator, and as I remember, Fulgens was his name, which had a daughter of noble fame, and yet As the author saith in very deed, her noble virtue did her fame exceed. All it be was not one almost, throughout all the city ye need old, that of her beauty did not boast. And over that her virtuous manifold, in such manner wise were praised and told, that it was thought she lacked no thing to a noble woman that was a courting. Great labor was made her favor to attain in the way of marriage among all that made such labor, especially twain, which more than other did busily on her call, on which twain she set her mind especial, so that she utterly determined in her heart that one of them the other set apart. One of them was called Publius Cornelius, born of noble blood, it is no nay. There was one Gaius Flammaeus, born of noble stock, as doth men say. But for all that, many a fair day, through his great wisdom and virtuous behavior, he ruled the commonweal to his great honor. And how so it be that the vulgar opinion had both these men in like favor and reference, supposing they had been like condition, yet said woman of inestimable prudence, saw that there was some manner of difference, for which her answer she deferred and spared, till both their condition were openly declared. And yet to them both this comfort she gave, he that could be found more noble of them twain in all godly manner, her heart he shall have. Of the answer which they both were glad and fain. For either of them trusted thereby to attain the effect of his desire, yet when they had due, one of them needs his appetite forego. Hereupon arised a great doubt and question. Every man, after he was affectionate, unto the party said his opinion. But at last the eschewing debate, this matter was brought before the Senate. They to give them therein an utter sentence, which of these two men have the preeminence. And finally they gave sentence and award that Gaius Flammaeus was to commend, for the noble man having no regard to his low birth of which he did descend, but only to his virtue that there did attend, which was so great of that convenience, all the city of Rome did him honor and reverence.
And shall this be the process of the play?
Ye, so I understand by credible information.
By my faith. But if it be even as ye say, I will advise them to change that conclusion. What? Will they affirm a churl's son should be more noble than a gentleman born? Nay, beware, for men will have thereof great scorn. It may not be spoken in no manner of case.
Yes, such considerations may be laid, that every reasonable man in this place will hold him therein well apaid, the matter be well so conveyed.
Well, let them convey in clary clean then, or else he will repent this play began. Howbeit, the manner toucheth me never a dell, for I am neither of virtue excellent, nor yet of gentle blood, this I know well. But I speak it only for this intent. I would not that any man should be shed. And yet there can no man blame us two, for why in this matter we have naught to do.
We? No, God, what, no such a thing, save we come to see this play, as far as we may, by the leave of the marshal. I love to behold such mirths allay, for I have seen before this day of such manner things in many a good place, both good examples right in honest solace. This play, in likewise, I am sure, it is made with the same intent and purpose, to do every man both mirth and pleasure, wherefore I cannot think or suppose that they will any word therein disclose, but such an shall stand with truth and reason in godly manner according to the season.
Yeah, but truth may not be said alway, for sometime it causeth grudge and despite.
Ye goth the world so nowadays that a man must say crow is white.
Yea, that he must, by God Almighty. He must both lie and flatter now and then, that casteth him to dwell among worldly men. In some court such men shall most win.
Ye, but for the parish where I bide. Such flattery is abhorred as deadly sin, and special liars be set aside, as soon as they may with fault be spied. For every man favoureth and loveth virtue, will such manner folk utterly eschew. Wherefore I think these folk will not spare, after plain truth this matter to proceed. As the story saith, why should they care? I trow here is no man or kin or seed of either party, for why they were bore in the city of Rome, as I have said before. Therefore leave all this doubtful question, and praise at the parting even as ye find.
Yes, be ye sure. When they have all done, I will not spare to show you my mind. Praise who will or dispraise, I will not be behind. I will jest thereon whatsoever shall befall, if I can find any man to jest withal.
Peace! No more words, for they yet come. The players have been here at hand.
Oh, so they be. Oh, so help me God and holy damn. I pray you, tell me where I shall stand.
Marry, stand even here by me, I warrant. Give room there, sirs, for God avow. They would come in, for they might for you.
Yeah, but I pray thee, tell me this. Who is he that now cometh in?
Marry, it is Fulgens the senator.
Oh, he is? What, the father of the foresaid virgin?
See, the forsooth he shall this matter begin.
And where is the fair daughter Lucrece?
She cometh anon. I say, hold thy peace.
B and A return to the audience. Fulgens, the Roman senator, enters.
Everlasting joy with honor and praise be unto our most dread Lord and Saviour, which doth us help and comfort many ways, not defying us destitute of his aid and succour, but letteth his sun shine on the rich and poor, and of his grace is ever indifferent, albeit he diversely committeth his talent. To some he lendeth the spirit of prophecy, to some the plenty of tongues' eloquence, to some great wisdom and worldly policy, to some literature and speculative science. To some he giveth the grace of preeminence in honor and degree, and to some abundance of treasure, riches, and great inheritance. Every man oweth to take good heed of this distribution, for whoso doth take the larger benefit, he hath the more need, the larger recompense, and thank therefore to make. I speak these words only for mine own sake, and for none other person, for I know well that I am therein charged as I shall tell you. When I consider and call to my remembrance the prosperous life that I have always hitherto endured, without any grievance of worldly adversity, well may I say and thank that I am bound to yield and pay great praise and thanks to the High King, from whom proceedeth and groweth every good thing. And certes, if I would not praise or boast the benefits that he hath done unto me, yet it is well known of less than most, throughout all Rome, the imperial city, what place in the senate and honorable degree I occupy, and how I may demean in the same. All this can they tell that knoweth but my name. To speak of plenty and great abundance of worldly riches thereunto belonging, houses of pleasure and great inheritance, with rich apparel and every other thing that to a worthy man should be according, I am and ever have be in meetly good case, for which I thank Almighty God of his grace. Then I have a wife of good condition, and right comfortable to men intent, in everything that is to be done, and howbeit that God hath me not sent, an heir male which were convenient. My name to continue and it to repair, yet I am not utterly destitute of an heir. For I have a daughter in whom I delight, as for the chief comfort of mine old age, and sure my said daughter Lucrece doth height. Men saith she is as like me in visage, as though she were even mine own image. For the which cause nature doth me force and bind, the more to favour and love her in my mind. But yet the principal and greatest occasion that maketh me to love her as I do, is this, which I speak not of affection, but even as the truth moveth me thereto. Nature hath wrought in my Lucrece so, that to speak of beauty and clear understanding, I cannot think and hear what should be lacking. And besides all that, yet a greater thing, which is not oft seen in so young a damsel, She is so discreet and sad in all demeaning, and thereto full of honest and virtuous counsel, of her own mind, that wonder is to tell the gifts of nature and of especial grace. Am not I greatly bound in this case to God, as I rehearsed you before, I were to void of all reason and grace, if I would not serve and praise him therefore. With due love and dread he asketh no more, as far as he will me grace thereto send, the rest of my life therein I will spend. Albeit that I must partly intend to the promotion of my daughter Lucrece, to some meetly marriage, else God defend. She is my chief jewel and riches, my comfort again all care and heaviness, and also she is now of good and ripe age, to be a man's fair by way of marriage. Wherefore, if I might see or I die, that she were bestowed somewhat according, then were my mind discharged utterly of every great cure to my belonging. It was the chief cause of my hither coming, to have a communication in this same matter with on Cornelius. Came there none such here?
Enter Cornelius, the proud nobleman.
Yes, now I am come at last. I have kept you waiting. I beg your pardon.
Nay, no offence. There is no waste, no loss of time yet hardly. For here's the hour that ye and I appointed here to meet this other day. Now show me your mind. Let me hear what ye say.
Then I will leave all superfluity aside, for you already know my mind in substance.
I wot not whether I do, yea or nay.
What? Is it now gone from your remembrance that my desire is to honour and advance your daughter Lucrece, if she will agree that so humble a man as I should her husband be?
Ye need not, sir, to use these words to me, for none in this city knoweth better than I of what great birth or substance ye be. My daughter Lucrece is full unworthy of birth, and good is to look so high, saving that happily her good condition may her enable to such a promotion. But if this be your mind and such intent, why do ye not labour to her therefore? For me seemeth it were right expedient that we know therein her mind before or ever we should commune thereof any more. For if she would to your mind apply, no man shall be so glad thereof as I.
Do you suppose that I did not begin with her first to gain her favour? Yes, trust me well.
And what comfort would she give you therein?
By my faith, no great comfort to tell, save that she awaits having your counsel. For as she says, she will do nothing in such a matter without your advising. Nor otherwise than you shall be content, and thereupon it was my mind and desire to speak with you on her behalf for the same intent, to require your goodwill in this regard. For I am so burned in love's fire that nothing may relieve my pain without you taking up my cause in earnest.
Sir, I shall do you the comfort that I can, as far as she will be advised by me. Howbeit, certainly I am not the man that will take from her the liberty of her own choice. That may not be. But when I speak with her, I shall her advise to love you before other in all goodly wise.
I thank you, sir, with all my heart, and I pray you do it without delay.
As soon as I shall from you depart, I will her mind therein essay. For I shall think that every hour is twain, till I may speak with you again.
Fulgens exits, leaving Cornelius alone to think.
Now, a shrewd fellow with some wit about him and experience in such matters. Such a one I would retain with me to give me counsel and assistance, for I will spare no cost or expense, nor refuse any labour or trouble to attain the love of the fair Lucrece. So many good fellows as are in this hall, is there none, sirs, among you all who will take on this business? Some of you could do it if you wished, but if you will not, then I must go seek a man elsewhere.
Cornelius exits, and B and A rush forward from the audience.
Now I have spied a meet office for me, for I will be of counsel, and I may with yonder man.
Peace let be! By God, thou will destroy all the play!
Destroy the play, quade? Nay, nay. The play began never till now. I will be doing, I will make God a vow. For there is not in this 100 mile a fetter bawd than I am one.
What shall I do in the meanwhile?
Marry, thou shalt come in anon with another pageant.
Who? I?
By St. John.
Well, I never used such a thing before.
But follow my counsel, and do no more. Look, thou shall abide here still, and I shall undertake for to fulfill all his mind without delay, and whether I do ye or nay, at the least well I dare undertake the marriage utterly to mare and or to make. If he and I make any bargain, so that I must give him attendance, when thou seest me come in again, stand even still and keep thy countenance. For when Gaius Flammaeus cometh in, then thou must thy pageant begin.
Shall any profit grow thereby?
Hold thy peace, speak not so high, lest any man of this company know of our purpose openly, and break all our dance. For I assure thee faithfully, if thou quit thee as well as I, this gear shall us both advance.
B runs off after Cornelius, leaving A alone on stage. Nay then, let me alone, hardly. If any advantage hang thereby, I can myself thereto apply by help of good counsel. This fellow and I be masterless, and live most part in idleness. Therefore some manner of business would become us both well. At the least wise, it is merry being with men in time of wooing, for all that while they do no thing but dance and make revel, sing and laugh with great shouting, fill in wine with revel routing. I trow it will be a joyful thing among such folk to dwell. A stands to one side as Fulgens returns, along with his daughter, Lucrece, and her maid, Joan.
Daughter Lucrece, ye know well enough what study and care I have for your promotion, and what fatherly love I bear to you, so that I think, in mine opinion, it were time lost and wasteful occupation, this matter to rehearse or tell you any more, since ye it best know, as I said before. But the special cause that I speak for is touching your marriage. As ye know well, many folk there be that desireth sore and laboureth in that behalf with you to mell. Ye know what is for you, ye need no counsel. Howsoe'beit, if ye list my counsel to require, I shall be glad to satisfy therein your desire.
True it is, father, that I am bound, as much unto you as any child may be, unto the father living on the earth. And where it pleases you to give me my own free choice and my liberty, it is a thing that pleases me well, since I shall have therein your counsel. And now, in accordance with the same purpose, what do you think is best for me to do? You know right well, as I suppose, that many folk greatly court me, among whom there are especially two, in whom, as I believe, and so do you, the choice of this matter must finally lie. On that point, your mind and mine agree. But yet just now, before I came here, you advised me towards Publius Cornelius, as though you would have me settle only there. If that be your mind, I shall gladly set aside all others and consent only to him, to have me in wedlock at his direction.
Nay, daughter Lucrece, not so I meant, for though I did somewhat to him incline, yet for all that it is not mine intent, that ye should so thereupon utterly define. But look whom ye will on God's blessing and mine, for trust ye me verily, it is all one to me, whether Gaius Flaminius wed you or else he.
Then since I have so great a liberty, and so good a choice, I must be most fortunate, and also most unwise, if I would not ensure that I have him who is most honorable. Wherefore, might it please you to agree that I may have some time to make inquiry which of these two men is better in character?
I hold me content that shall be well done. It may be respited for a day or twain, but in the meantime use this provision. See that ye indifferently them both entertain. Tell that your mind be set at a certain where ye shall rest now. Can ye do so?
At the least, my good will I shall put thereto.
Then since I have business at whom for to do, I will go thereward as fast as I may.
Is it your pleasure that I should go with you?
Nay, I had lever that ye went your way about this matter.
Well, God be with you then. I shall do in this matter the best that I can.
Fulgens leaves, and Lucrece is left on stage with Joan.
I will not slander or blame any man, but nevertheless by what I hear said, Many a maiden is deceived now and then, so much dissembling nowadays is wrapped beneath fair words and gay, that if—
Peace, my lady, you must hold. Do you not see who comes here?
Who is it? Do you know?
It's Gaius Flaminius, I tell you. He who would be your husband.
Good Lord, how did he know to find me here?
Gaius Flaminius, the common suitor, enters.
Yes, good lady, wheresoever ye go, he that listeth to do his diligence in such manner wise as I have done, at the last may he come to your presence, for whoever oweth obedience unto love, he hath great need to attendance if he will speed.
Sir, you are welcome. What is your business?
Why, fair Lucrece, is that your guise to be so strange and so unkind? To him that oweth your loving service, I trow I have told you twice or thrice, that my desire is to marry with you. Have you not heard this matter ere now?
Yes, in very truth I have heard you say at various times that you bore me affection. To such an intent I do not deny.
What need ye then to ask the question, what I would with you at this season? Meseemeth ye should therein doubt no more, sith ye know well my errand before. Iwis, your strangeness grieveth me sore, but notwithstanding now will I cease, and at this time I will chide no more, lest I give you cause of heaviness. I came hither only for your sake, doubtless, to glad you and please you in all that I can, or not for to chide with you as I began. For thinking in your mind, I am the man that would please you in all that I may, and to that purpose I will do what I can, though ye forbid it, and say therein nay. In that point only I will you disobey. My heart shall ye have it all goodly wise, whether ye me take or utterly despise. And to say that I will follow the guise of wanton lovers nowadays, which do many flattering words devise, with gifts of rings and brooches gay, their lemons' hearts for to betray, ye must have me therein excused, for it is a thing that I have never used. Therefore I will be short and plain, and I pray you heartily, fair Lucrece, that ye will be so to me again. Ye know well I have made labor in business, and also desired you by words express, that ye would vouchsafe in your heart to be my wife till death us depart. Lo, this is a matter that I come for, to know therein your mind and pleasure, whether ye set by me any store to the effect of my said desire, and nothing else I will require, but that I may have a plain yea or nay, whereto I may trust without delay.
It seems to me by what you say you do not care what my answer might be.
Ah, will you take it that way, my lady? I bet not so pard. The affirmative were most lief to me, for ye yourself knoweth best, that was and is my principal request. But ye may say I am a homely guest on a gentlewoman so hastily to call.
No, no, sir, that directness is best. You cannot displease me with it at all. And in accordance with your desire, I shall, as soon as I honorably may, answer you therein without delay. Even so, it cannot be done straightway, not if I might gain a kingdom for it. First, I shall sound out my father's mind, whether he will incline thereto. For if he likes you as well as I, your wishes in this regard shall soon be eased, if my said father can be content and pleased.
Gramercy, mine own sweet Lucrece, of your desire can I no more at all, save only that ye do your business. Upon your father busily to call, so that whatsoever shall befall, within few days I may verily know to what effect this matter shall grow.
You shall know by tomorrow night what my father will say to it.
Then shall you make mine heart full light, if it please you so to do?
Yes, doubt it not, it shall be so, and for that cause I will depart right now.
Now farewell then, my own sweetheart.
Lucrece and Joan leave, and as Gaius prepares to leave too, A approaches him. Sir, ye seem a man of great honour, and that moveth me to be so bold. I read you, adventure not over much labour upon this woman, lest ye take cold. I tell you, the matter is bought and sold, without ye take the better heed, for all these fair words ye shall not speed.
Thinkest thou so in very deed?
Yea, so help me God, and I shall tell you why. Sir, right now, this way, as I yid, this gentlewoman came even by, and a fresh gallant in her company, as God would, near them I stalked, and heard every word that they talked.
But spake they any word of me?
Nay, nay, ye were no thing in her thought. They were as busy as they might be about such a matter as ye have wrought. And by God that me dear bought, look what answer that ye now have. Even the same words to him she gave. Ewis, sir, I am but a poor knave, but yet I would take on me a great pain your honesty in this matter to save, though it be unto me no profit or gain. But therefore I speak, and have disdain to see in a woman such dissemblance towards a gentleman of your substance.
Why, hast thou of me any acquaintance?
Oh, yes, sir, and sometime ye knew me, though it now out of your remembrance.
But my faith it may well be, but nevertheless I thank thee. Meseemeth thou wouldest that all were well betwixt me and yonder fair damsel.
Oh, yes, by God, I would fight in the quarrel rather than you should lose your intent.
I pray thee, fellow, where dost thou dwell?
Oh, by my faith, I am now at mine own commandment. I lack a master, and that I me repent. To serve you, and please I would be fain, if it might like you, me to retain. And of one thing I will ascertain, I doubt not I shall do you a better stead towards this marriage than some other twain. And if I do not, let me be dead.
Well, then I will do by thy rede, and in my service thou shalt be, if thou canst find me any surety.
A freezes, unsure what to say. Meanwhile, B enters and looks on with some amusement. Yes, I can have sureties plenty for my truth within this place. A points at B, beckoning him forward. Here's a gentleman that would trust me for as much good as he hast.
Yeah, and that is but little percasse.
By my faith, go where he shall. It is as honest a man as any in the royal. I have no more acquaintance within this hall, if I would any friends assay. My God, here is one best of all. I trow he will not say me nay, for he hath known me many a day. Sir, will ye not ye for my truth undertake?
Yes, for God, else I were be back. Sir, my master, will you believe me? I dare trust him for all that I can make, if you find me surety. As for his truth, doubt not ye, I never could by him anything espy, but that were he as true a man as I. He and I dwell many a fair day in one school, and yet I wrote well. From thence he bare never away, the worth of a half a penny I can tell, therefore he is able with you to dwell. As for his truth, dare I say, hardly trust him therein you may.
Upon your word I shall assay, and sir, after thy good deserving, so shall I thy wages pay. But now to remember one thing. Methought thou saidst at the beginning that Lucrece favoureth better than me another lover. What man is he?
Cornelius, I ween his name should be.
Ah, then, I know him well by the rood. There is not within all this city a man born of a better blood. But yet Lucrece hath a wit so good, that as I think she will before see whether his conditions thereto agree. And if they do not, farewell he, but therein I have naught to do. He shall not be dispraised for me, without that I be compelled thereto. I cannot let him forward to woo a woman being at her own liberty, for why is it as free for him as for me? I will forbear, nevertheless, till I know what shall be the end. Go thy way unto Lucrece, therefore, and heartily me unto her recommend, praying her that she will me send a ready answer of that thing that she promised me at her departing.
Marry, I shall, without any tarrying. I know mine errand well enough. You shall see me appoint a meeting where she again shall speak with you.
Then shall I thy wit allow if thou can bring that about?
Oh, yes, that I shall do, have you no doubt? Gaius exits, leaving A and B alone.
Now, by my truth, I would not have thought that thou hast been so wise, for thou hast in this matter featly wrought, and conveyed it point devised, to bring thyself such a service, that I see hast some wit in thy head.
Yeah, a little. But hast thou sped?
Even likewise, have thou no dread. I have gotten a master for my prow. I never thrived as I shall do now.
No, which way?
I shall tell thee how. It is no mastery to thrive at all under a man that is so liberal. There is now late unto him fall so great goodness by inheritance that he wrote never what to do withal, but lashes it forth daily askance that he had no daily remembrance of no time to come, though maketh no store, for he careth not which end goeth before. And by Our Lady, I commend him the more. Why should he those goods spare, sith he laboured never therefore? Nay, and every man should care for goodness, and especially as are of gentle blood. It were a great sin, for all liberty in all them should begin. Many a poor man thereby doth win the chief substance of his living. My master, worthy to be a king, for liberal expenses in all his dealing. I trow thou shalt see him come in like a rudder somewhat according, in apparel to seem him belonging. How much payeth, as he suppose, for the making of a pair of his hose?
Marry, 12 pence were a fair thing.
Ye by the road, 20 times fold! Yet even 20 shillings for the making.
It cannot be so, without a man would make them all with silk and gold.
Nay, not by just no earthly thing, but even the bare cloth and linen, save only that there is no cutting, a new manner of fashion nowadays, because they should be somewhat strange, and they must be striped all this way, with small slopes of colours gay, a codpiece almost thus large, and therefore resteth this greatest charge. To speak of gowns, in that good change, of them he hath thought store and plenty, and the fashions be new and strange, for none of them passeth my mid thigh, and yet he putteth in a gown comely. How many broadiarties as ye geese?
Ooh, marry, 2 or 3.
Nay, 7 and no less.
Oh, by my troth, that is like a lie.
But it is true, as ye stunder there, and I shall tell you a reason why. All that doth that fashion wear, they have wings behind ready to fly, and a sleeve that cover all the body. For 40 platus, and I think me mind, they have before as many behind.
Well, as for gentlemen, it is full kind to have their pleasures. That might well pay.
Ye, but then this grudgeth my mind, a gentlemanly shall not it were a day, but every man will himself array, of some fashion even by and by, on the morrow after.
Nay, that I defy. But then, I marvel greatly why you are not garnished after that guise.
There is never a knave in the house save I, but his gown is made of the same wise. And for because I am come to the new service, I must for a while be content to wear my old garment.
But abide, to what intent doth thy master take in hand to make him so much costly raiment?
Marry, that is easy to understand. All done for Lucrece's sake, to wed her he doth his reckoning make.
Well, I put case that she do him forsake, so that she be my master's wife.
By my faith, then I say it will make for many a man to lose his life, for therefore will rise a great strife.
Marry, I pray God send us peace.
Be my faith, it will be no less, if my master have not Lucrece.
Oh, I can no more. God speed the right. Lo, these folk will strive and fight for this woman's sake, and when they have done their utmost, I ween verily he shall speed best that must her forsake. He is well at ease that hath a wife, yet he is better that hath none, by my life. For he that hath a good wife, and will forsake her, I pray God the devil take her.
Now in good faith thou art a mad knave. I see well thou hast wedded a shrew.
The devil I have. Nay, I have married 2 or 3 since the time that I her lost.
And keepest thou them all style with thee?
Nay, that would not quit the cost. to say the truth, they fund me most.
Then they have some manner getting, by some occupation, have they?
Sure, they have a pretty way. The chief means of their living is lechery, leechcraft, medicine, I would say, wherein they labour night and day, and ease many a man in some case.
And where do they that they dwell?
At the common place, there thou mayst them all find. Oh, God's mercy, where is my mind? Oh, my God, I shall be shent. I should have gone to Lucrece about my master's business. Thitherward I was bent.
By my faith, my master is there. All the while thou art here, as I verily suppose.
Oh, I shrow thy face, by Saint Mary. With thy chattering, thou dost me tarry, even for the same purpose.
I say, when thou hast with Lucrece spoken, I pray thee thou deliver me a token in my name to her maid?
Nay, you must be aware of that, for I have been afore you there.
Why, hast thou her assayed?
Oh, yeah, the matter is fed full. I may have her, and she will, if she will, that comfort she me gave.
And hast thou not her comfort at all? I trust to God that yet I shall all this matter save. Howbeit, I will not the matter begin, were I sure she were a virgin.
Oh, by my troth, this comfort I shall put thee in. I never lay on her in way of sin. A leaves hurriedly.
Then all is well and fine. If the matter be that case, I trust that will, within a little space, that wench shall be mine. I tell you it is troll of truth, all to quench a man's thirst. Better than any wine, it is a little pretty mouset, and her voice is a dowset. And as sweet as a rusty pork, her face is somewhat brown and yellow, but for all that she hath no fellow. In singing hence to York, but the worst have grieveth me, she hath no leisure or liberty, for an hour or twain, to be out of her mistress's sight. I watched her for this other night, but all was in vain. Howbeit, I think that at last I shall come within two stonies cast. Of her I ask no more, and if I do so, then my mate shall be no less therein to prate, as he did before.
To be's delight, Joan enters.
Cox's body, here she is! Now welcome by heavenly bliss. Thee last was in my thought.
I pray you let me go. I have something else to do. I've been searching this hour for a man I must speak with, for my mistress.
What do you him call?
Master Gaius, or his man.
Am I not he that ye would have?
No, I would have another fellow.
Why, am I a knave, then?
No, I did not say so, to be sure. But where do you think these folks are?
I cannot verily say. His man even now from me, and I marvel greatly at thee. Met him not by the way, for he's gone to speak with Lucrece from his master.
What, with my mistress?
Yea, so I heard him say.
God's mercy, and I was sent right here for the same intent, to bring back an answer of the errand that he has gone for. Therefore, now there is no more for it. I must go and speak him there.
Nay, tarry here a while, gentle Joan, for he will come hither anon.
Tarry? Why should I?
Marry, to laugh and talk with me.
Nay, look for such flighty girls elsewhere, for I am none of them, I warn you, who make a habit of that.
I mean no such thing but good and honest, and for your well and you list to assent thereunto.
For my benefit, you say? How can that be? That is a thing I cannot see.
Marry, this low is mine intent. I mean if ye would be content, or anywise agree, for my sacrament of penance, God give it a very vengeance. Of wedlock I would have said.
Tush, by St. James, you're only mocking to speak of me of wedlock, when I'm so young a maid.
Why are ye a maid?
Yes, or should I be to blame?
Whereby wot ye?
Well, because I am.
That is a thing. Hear ye not, sir, but what she saith, so reasonable a cause thereunto she layeth.
A straw for your mocking. Have you none to mock but me?
Mock? Nay, say mote I thee. I mean even good earnest. Give me your hand, and you shall see what I promise you.
That way would not be best for me. Would you handfast me straight away? Nay, by the cross, you shall first bargain before you buy. We must first agree upon the price, for whoever shall have me, I promise you faithfully, he shall first assure me of £20 land in jointure.
Why are ye so costly? Nay, nay, then ye be not for me. As pretty a woman as ye be, I can sometimes buy for much less wages and hire, as for the season that I desire, to have her in company. Therefore, if ye can find in your heart to leave all such jointure apart, and take me as I am, I shall do you a great a pleasure, and thereto I will love you out of measure, else I were to blame.
Yes, but our household will be very slender unless we have something else besides to bear our expenses.
Ye God send us merry weather. I may not wed and thrive altogether. I look not for that gear. I shall tell you a marvellous case. I knew twain married in a place, dwelling together in a house, and I am sure they were not worth a louse at the beginning, and ever the year were due, they were worth 100 or 2.
That was a marvellous thing, but yet I can tell you a greater marvel, and I knew the persons right well. Sir, I knew 2 certain ones. When they were wed, they had in store scarce half a bed, and nothing more that was worth a bean, and within a year or 2 they had such increase and gain, that at last they were compelled to stick their heads in the straw.
Tush ye but mock and rail, and I promise you without fail, if ye list to have me, I woot wear £100 in store, and I owe a never groat therefore.
That may well be. I believe it just as you say, but you are keeping me here all day. I pray, let me go. And as for my marriage, that's a thing in which I purpose to take my time for a year or 2.
A year or 2, quod ye? Nay, God forbid! I wis it had been time for you to wed 7 or 8 year ago, and ye house a merry a life. It is to be a wedded wife. Ye would change that mind.
Yes, so it is, as I understand. If a woman has a good husband, but that is hard to find. Many a man blames his wife, by the way, when she is more to blame than he.
As true as the gospel now say ye. But now tell me one thing. Shall I have none other answer but this of my desire?
No, sir, truly, not at this meeting.
Will ye now needs be a go then? Take your leave, honestly.
B tries to kiss Joan, but she easily dodges out of the way.
Look at the man. Leave me alone with a sorrow.
Marry, so be it. But one word, I will kiss thee, or thou go.
The devil's turd. The man is mad, I believe.
So mad I am that needs I must, as in this point I have my lust, howsoever I do.
Well, you may do me that request, for it is a thing both good and honest.
Joan agrees to kiss him, just as A walks back on stage. Oh, now the fellowship, I thee beseech, set even such a patch on my breech.
A wildfire therein.
God's mercy, this is he that I've been seeking.
Have you sought me?
Yes, that I have. This gentleman can bear witness that all this hour I have stood here seeking for you.
Have you two been together so long?
Yes, why not?
Harry, then all is wrong. I fear me so now.
Nay, nay, here be too many witness, for makes any such business, as thou weenest hardly.
Why, what is in the man's thought? Suppose you that I be wanton if no man were by?
Nay, for God, I meant not so, but I would no man should have to do with you, but only I.
Have to do? What do you call that? It sounds like something I know not what.
Oh, God's mercy, I see well a man must beware how he speaketh there, as ye are. You take it so strangely. Nay, I mean nothing but well. For by my will no man shall deal with you in way of marriage, but only I. This way I meant.
Yes, but though that were your intent, you do but rave, to use such words to me, for I am still at my liberty.
Yea, that I know well, but nevertheless, since I began to love you long before this man, I have a very great marvel that ever ye would in his mind fulfil to stand and talk with him still so long as ye have done.
Before me? Quoth A. Nay, I make a vow, I move this matter long before you. How say ye thereto?
I will say nothing in the matter, lest I cause you to come to blows, and that I would be loath to do.
By God's body, but whosoever it be that weddeth her besides me, I shall make him rot.
Yea, but he is that so hasty at every word, for medicine must eat his wife's turd.
Hold your tongue there, I say, and if you make this fuss on my behalf, you shall both be disappointed, as far as I can manage it.
By my troth, but mark me well, if ever thou with this man dwell, as a woman with her mate, thou shalt find him the most froward man that ever thou saw since the world began. For I dare undertake that 40 times on a day, without any cause, he will thee affray, and beat thy back and side.
He shall have no need to do so, for he shall have 40 causes and 40 more if I stay with him.
Marry, that is a remedy according. But I can tell thee another thing, and it is no lie. Thou mayst well be his wedded wife, but he will never love thee in his life.
Yet I know a remedy.
How so?
Why, I will love him as little in return. For every ill turn he gives me, he shall have 2, even if he were my brother.
I wish, Joan, he speaketh but of males. There is no men hence to cales. Whoever be the tother that can himself better apply to please a woman better than I.
Yes, so I heard you say, but be you never so vexed, there is never one of you two, for all your fine words, who shall be assured of me, till I may first see and hear what you both can do. And he who can do the best feat, be it in cookery or in pastry, in feats of war or deeds of chivalry, with him will I go.
By my troth, that liketh me well. There is no mastery that a man can tell, but I am meet thereto. Wherefore, that wager I dare well undertake. Let me see. Wilt thou go quite for thy lady's sake, or what thing shall we do?
Nay, if thou wilt her mastery win, with boys' game thou mayst not win. That is not her intent.
Okay, what is best that we do, then?
Marry, can thou sing?
Yea, that I can, as well as any man in Kent.
What manner of song shall it be?
Well, whatsoever thou wilt choose thee, I hold me well content. And if I meet thee not at the close, hardly let me the wager lose by her own judgment. Go to now. Will ye set in?
Nay, by the rood ye shall begin.
By St. James I assent. Abide, Joan, ye can good skill, and if you would the song fulfil with a third part, it would do right well, in my mind.
Sing on freely, and I will not lag behind. I pray you with all my heart.
And so the singing competition, A, begins. That was a maid this other day, and she must needs go forth to play. And as she walked, she sighed and said, I am afraid to die a maid. When that be heard, a lad, what talk this maiden had, when he was half glad and did not spare. A realises that B is not singing, and nor is Joan. They're just looking at him. Or possibly Michael and Lucy decided not to sing, and I finally realised they were never going to join in. I wonder if they would have let me get all the way through the song. Os quod I. Nay, so must I thee. That was not the thing, and a man should the truth say. You lost a crotchet or two by the way, to mine understanding.
Why, I was a minim before.
Yes, by the road that you were a more.
Then were ye a minim behind. Let me see. Yet sing again, and mark which of us twain pleaseth best your mind.
Nay, you shall try this matter by some other manner of mastery than by your singing.
Let him say what mastery he will.
Marry, my belly were not so full, I would wrestle with him a fair pull. That were a game according for such valiant men as we be.
I shrew thine heart, and thou spare me.
And so, A and B wrestle. A is more of a singer than a fighter, so...
Nay, by my faith, that was no proper fall.
Then I see well ye be partial, when ye judge so. Well, I shall do more, for your love, even here as I cast him my glove. Or ever hence I go, on the condition that in the plain field I shall meet him with spear and shield, my life therein to jeopardy. Let me see if he dare take.
B throws down his glove, a challenge to a duel. Yeah, hardly I will not forsake it, I'm not such a coward. But I dare meet thee at all assays. When shall it be due?
Even straightways, without further delay. And I shrew his heart that fears, either with kernel or sharp spears, this bargain to assay.
And I beshrew him for me. But abide, now let me see. Where shall I have a horse?
Nay, we shall need no horse nor mule, but let us joust at a far prick and cule.
By St. James, no force, even be it. Where is our gear?
By my faith, all thing is ready. That belongeth thereto. Come forth, ye flower of the frying pan. Help ye to array us as well as ye can. And however ye do, see that ye judge differently which of us twain hath the mastery.
Yes, readily, that I shall. I shall judge by my mind, but see you hold tight behind, lest you stumble in all.
Tush, that is the least care of 15, and if I do not on my game it be seen. Go, to bind me first heartily. So lo, now give me my spear, and put me a staff through here. Then I am all ready.
Note. We're not entirely sure what is going on in this scene, but the best guess that we have is that they are having their arms tied by their back and a large staff thrust through their legs that they can joust with, because the fiction of this era is terribly, terribly classy. Abide, who shall help to harness me?
That I shall do, as I may thrive, with a very good will.
Soft and fair. Oh, my arm is sore. You may not bind me straight, therefore.
No, nor will I. I will not hurt you for £20. Come now, sit on the ground, right upon your tail.
Good Lord, what will you have do?
Now all is ready, readily to go. Tell him, bail, bail.
Fall to prayer, sirs, it is need. As many of you will me Godspeed, for this curse standeth me upon.
Yea, and thou shalt find or we depart, and if thou spare me, I'd throw thy heart. Let me see. Come on.
They fight. They think it's a fierce battle, but either way, A very much gets the worst of it. Out, out, alas for pain! Let me have a priest, or I'll be slain, my sin to disclose.
And because he saith, so it is need, for he is not clean in life, indeed. I feel it at my nose. Oof, oof. Now you are mine, lady.
No, never the more for that.
No? Why so?
Because I'm already spoken for.
Mary, I beshrew your heart therefore. It should be better content me that ye had taken up behind.
Nay, nay, you do not understand my mind on that point.
It may well be, but tell me, how meant thee then?
Why, I am pledged to another man, whose wife I intend to be.
Nay, I trow, by cock's passion, ye will not mock us of that fashion. Ye may not, for very shame.
Shame or not, so it shall be. And because of the love of me, you two have made this game. It shall not be entirely in vain, for I will reward you both, and otherwise I would be to blame. Something by it you needs win, and therefore to each of you I will spin a new pair of breeches. Take that for your share, and because this one is black with a hole, he shall have as much.
Unfortunately for A and B, what she means by this is that she's going to give them a beating on the backside. Having thoroughly triumphed, Joan makes her exit, leaving a dazed and bruised A and B still tied up on the ground behind her. Out, alas! What woman was this?
It is Lucrece's maid.
Oh, the devil it is! I pray God a vengeance take her. Oh, how sayest thou? Shall she be thy wife?
Nay, I lever she had eaten my knife. I utterly forsake her.
Gaius enters, and finding both A and B on the ground, hurries to untie them.
How, sirs? Who hath arrayed you thus?
Oh, false thieves, Master Awis, and all for your quarrel.
What? And this other man too?
Oh, yes, yes. Would ye our hands undo, the matter we shall tell.
Yes, Mary, will I. Now tell on, who hath you these wrongs done?
Oh, marry that I shall. Cornelius's servants, which is your enemy, espied me going towards Lucrece's place, that I could bring the matter to pass of that gentlewoman as your desire was. They laid a wait for me in the way, and so they left me in this array.
Yeah, but hast thou any deadly wound? That is the thing that feareth my mind.
Oh, i' faith, I was left for dead on the ground, and I have a great gash here behind, out of the which there cometh such a wind that if you hold a candle thereto, it will blow it out. Oh, that it will do.
See to it betimes, by mine advice, lest the wound fester within.
Oh, then I have need of a good surgeon, for it is so deep within the skin, you may put your nose there even up to the eyes. Here is a man that quit him as well for my defence as ever I see. He took such part in that quarrel, his arm was struck off by the hard knee, and yet he slew them 2 or 3.
Be they slain? Nay, God forbid.
Yes, so help me God, I warrant them dead. Howbeit, I stand in great dread that if he come in their way, they will cut off his arm or his head, for so I heard them all three say.
Which? They that were slain?
Yes, by this day. What needeth me therefore to lie? He heard it himself as well as I.
Well then, ye lie both two.
Now free, B rushes off.
But, now tell me, what have you done? In regard to my commandment, that which I bade you do to Lucrece, did you speak with her?
Yes, sir, doubtless, and this is her intent. She commendeth her to you by the same token that with her father she hath spoken according to your request, and so she willeth you to be of good cheer, desiring you this night to appear, or tomorrow at the furthest, and she will meet you here in this place to give you a final answer in this case, whereto ye shall trust.
That is a thing that I desire. But said she so?
Oh, yea, by this fire, I tell you very just, and in so much that she bade me say, I warn you, that ye should purvey for your own business, for then it shall determined be whether Publius Cornelius or ye shall have the preeminence.
All that purpose liketh me well, but who shall be here more, canst thou tell?
Marry, here shall be Fulgens, and Publius Cornelius himself also, with divers other many more, besides this honourable audience, whereof, if you will your honour save, and your intent in this matter have, it is best that ye go henceforth to study, and call to mind such arguments as ye can best find, and make yourself all pressed.
Thy counsel is good, be it so, and even thereafter will I do, for I hold it best.
Gaius leaves prepare himself for Lucrece's judgment, with A following. B returns, still angry about Joan's treatment of him.
God's body, sir, this was a fit. I beshrew the whore's heart yet. And when I think therein, and yet the stokes not be so sore, but the shame grieveth me more, sith that it was done, before so many as here be present. But, and I might take her, by my truth I shall make her, this deed to repent.
A enters with news. Yet thou were as good hold thy peace, for there is no remedy doubtless, therefore let it go. It is to us both great folly and shame, this matter any more to rehearse or name.
Well then, be it so, and yet, because she hath made me smart, I trust once to ride in her cart. Be it shame or no, I cannot suffer patiently, to be rebuked openly, and to be mocked also. Another thing grieveth me worst of all. I shall be shent, that I shall, of my master too, because I have been so long away out of his presence.
Nay, I have heard so much since I went hence, that he had little mind to thine offence.
I pray you tell me why.
For as I brought my master on his way, I heard one of Lucrece's men say that thy master hath been owl this hour at her place, and that he his answer has. The whiz, as I mean, she hath appointed him to be here soon in the evening about supper, and then he shall have a final answer, what she intendeth to do. And so then we shall know her intent, for as I understand, she will be content to have one of them too. But first, she will need to know the certain whether is the most noble of them twain. This she saith always.
Why, that is easy to understand, if she be so wise as men bear in hand.
Yes, so I heard you say. Let me see now. What is your opinion whether of them is most noble of condition?
That I can tell hardly. He hath both nobles in store, him call I the noble evermore, for he is most set by, and I am sure Cornelius is able with his own goods to buy a rabble of such as Gaius is he. And over that, if nobleness of kin may this woman's favour win, I am sure he cannot miss.
Yeah, but come hither soon to the end of this play, and thou shalt see whereto all that will weigh. It'll be for thy learning.
Yea, come again who will for me, for I will not be here, so mote I thee. It is a gentlemanly thing that I should await and come again, for other men's cause, and take such pain. I will not do it, I make God avow. Why, Might this matter be ended now?
Oh, marry, I shall tell thee why. Lucrece and her father may not attend at this season to make an end, so I heard them say. And also, it is a courtesy, guys, for to respite the matter this wise, that the parties may, in the meantime, advise them well. For either of them both must tell and show the best he can to force the goodness of his own condition, both by example and by good reason. I would not for a swan that thou should be henced at that season, for thou shalt hear a royal disputation betwixt them, or they have due. Another thing must be considered withal. These folk that sit here in the hall may not attend thereto. We may not, with our long play, keep them from their dinner all day. They have not fully dined. For and this play, where, once overpast, some of them would fall to feeding as fast as they be almost pined. But no force hardly, and they do. Usher, get them good wine thereto, fill them at the best. Let it be do, or ye will be shent, for it is the will and commandment of the master of the feast. And therefore, we shall the matter forbear, and make a point even here, lest we exceed a measure. And we shall do our labour in true intent, for to play the remnant at my lord's pleasure. And so A and B exit for the interval, and the audience settles down to a few more courses as some music plays.
Hello and bonjour. My name is Josh Zucker, and I want to take you on a journey through some of the most exciting events of the late Middle Ages. Valois-Burgundy was one of the medieval world's greatest what-ifs. Its dukes inherited, conquered, and politicked their way into forging a state between the German Empire and the Kingdom of France that rivaled them both. From the 100 Years' War to the Holy Roman Empire, from urban workers to Joan of Arc, and from gallant knights to gunpowder weapons, the Grand Dukes of the West had a part to play in almost all of Western Europe's biggest developments in the 14th and 15th centuries. If you want to learn more about the glamorous rise and dramatic fall of the Dukes of Burgundy, please join me for Grand Dukes of the West, a history of Valois-Burgundy.
Hello, everybody. This is Trevor Cully, host of the History of Persia podcast. From about 550 to 330 BC, most of the Middle East was ruled by the Achaemenid Persians. The Achaemenids pioneered the concept of a truly multinational empire, which incorporated people from as far away as India and Greece for over 200 years. The story of Persia discusses the fall of ancient civilizations, the origins of endurance racing, 300 Spartans, the March of the 10,000, and at least one evil priest who replaced and impersonated the king, all before falling with the dramatic close at Alexander the Great's conquests. If that story, and the story of the cultures that surround it, sound interesting to you, check out The History of Persia at historyofpersiapodcast.com, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
As the audience returns, A runs on. Much good to you, everyone. You will not believe how fast I have gone for fear that I should come too late. No force, for I have lost but a little sweat that have taken upon this hate my cold courage to abate. But now, the matter I came for. Ye know the cause thereof before, your wits be not so short. Perdia, my fellows and I were here today when you were at dinner, and showed you a little disport of one Fulgens and his daughter Lucrece, and of two men that made great business her husband for to be. She answered to them both then, like which was the more noble man, to him she would agree. Now, that was the substance of the play that was showed here today, albeit that there was diverse toys mingled in the same to stir folk to mirth and game and to do them solace, the which trifles be impertinent to the matter principle, but nevertheless they be expedient for to satisfy and content many a man withal. For some, there be that looks and gapes only for such trifles and japes, and some there be among that forceth little of such madness, but delighteth them in matter of sadness, be it never so long. And every man must have his mind, else they will many faults find, and say the play was naught. But no force, I care not. Let them say, and spare not, for God knoweth my thought. It is the mind and intent of me and my company to content the least that standeth here. And so I trust you will it allow. God's mercy, where am I now? Oh, it were almost to wring me by the ear, because I make such digression from the matter that I began when I entered the hall. I made a good continuance. I should have put you in remembrance, and to your mind's call, how Lucrece will come hither again, and her said lovers, both twain, to define this question: whether of them is the most noble man? For thereon all this matter began. It is the chief foundation of all this process, both, all, and some. And if these players were once come, of this matter will they speak? I marvel greatly in my mind that they tarry so long behind. Their hour for to break. What, sirs, I pray you everyone have patience, for they come anon. I'm sure they will not fail, but they will meet in this place, and their promise and appointment was. And else I have marvel. What is now o'clock? Ah, there cometh one. I hear him knock. There's he knock as if he would. One of you, go look who it is. B bursts in.
Nay, nay, all the many of them, I wis, cannot be so much good. A man may rap till his nails ache, or any of them will the labourers take to give him an answer.
I have great marvel on thee, that ever while thou take upon thee to chide any man here, no man is so much to blame as thou for long tarrying.
Ye got a vow. Will ye play me that? Marry, that I shall be amend anon. I late comen, and I will be soon gone. Else I shrew my cat. Cock's body, sir, it is a fair reason. I come hither at this season, only at thy bidding, and thou makest me a quarrel, as though the matter were in peril. By my long tarrying, now God be with you, so mote I thee. Ye shall play the knave alone for me.
What, I am afraid to whisper you are lewd. Turn again, all beshrewd, now you are fair prayed.
Why then is your anger all due?
Yeah, marry, it is slow.
So is mine too. I have done clean. But now how goeth of this forth of this marriage?
By St. James, right naught worth. I wot never what they mean, for I can none otherwise think but that some of them begin to shrink because of their long tarriage.
Shrink now, quoth A. Marry, that were marvellous. But one thing of surety I can tell, as touching this marriage, Cornelius, my master, appointeth him thereon, and doubtless he will be here anon, in pain of 40 pence, insomuch that he hath devised certain strangers freshly disguised, at his own expense, for to be here this night also.
Strangers, quoth I. What to do?
Marry, for to be glad withal, this gentlewoman at her hither coming.
Ah, then I see well we shall have a mumming.
Ye surely that we shall, and therefore never think it in thy mind that my master will be behind, nor slack at this bargain. Marry, here he cometh. I have him espied. No more words. Stand thou aside, for it is he plain.
A leaves as Cornelius enters, dressed in his most elaborately fashionable clothes.
My friend, where have you been wandering all day?
Marry, sir, I came hither to assay whether these folk had been here, and yet they be not come. So help me God and holydom, of that I have much marvel, that they tarry so.
Well, then go and find out whether they intend to come or no.
Ye got a vow, shall I so?
Yes, by God, that's what I say.
Yet, in point, as seemeth me, ye not according to your degree.
I pray you tell me why.
Marry, it would become them well and now to be here afore to wait upon you, and for you not to tarry. for their leisure and abide them here, as it were one led by the ear, for that I defy. By this mean you should for their drudge, I tell you truth I. And yet the worst that grieveth me is that your adversary shall you see so notable a folly, therefore withdraw you for a season.
Oh, by St. John, you speak but reason.
Ye do so hardly. And when the time draweth upon that they come every one, and all thing ready, then I shall come straight away, for to seek you without delay.
So be it, gladly. But one thing while I think of it. Remember this when I am gone. If it should happen so that Lucrece comes in first alone, engage her straight away, whatever way you can, to sound out her mind towards me, and by every means within your power draw her towards that end.
Then some token you must give me, for else she will not believe me that I came from you.
Oh, why, that is sensibly put. Commend me to her by this token. She knows it well enough. That as she and I walked once together in her garden here and there occurred a strange event. For at last we happened to see a bird sitting in a hollow tree, an ash tree, I believe it was. She then asked me straight away to try if I could startle the bird away.
And did ye so? Alas, alas.
Why the devil do you say that?
By coxus bonus, for it was cuckoo, and men say among, he that shroweth stone or stick, at such a bird he is like to sing that bird's song.
What the devil do I care about that? Listen to what I'm telling you, and mark your errand well. I had no stone to throw withal, and therefore she gave me her musk ball, and this is how it fell. I cast it, straight as any pole, so that it landed right in the hole of the hollow ash tree. Now, can you remember all of that?
By God, I would loath to admiss, for some time I am full rash. Ye say that ye kissed it even in the hole of the hollow ash as straight as a pole? Said ye not so?
Yes.
Well then, let me alone. As for this errand, it shall be done, as soon as ye be go.
Farewell then, I leave you here. Remember all of this business well, whatever else you do.
Cornelius leaves B standing alone.
Ye hardly this errand shall be spoken. But how say you, sir, by this token? Is it not a quaint thing? I went he by a sad man, but when I see well that he is a madman in this message doing. But what? Choose he for me, and I am a messenger party? The blame shall not be mine, but his, for I will his token report, whether she take it in earnest or sport. I will not therefore miss, be she wroth or well apaid, I will tell her even as he said.
Lucrece enters.
God avow, here she is! It is time for me to be wise. Now welcome, lady, flower of price. I have sought you twice or thrice within this hour, I wish.
Me, sir? You have sought me?
Ye, that I have by God that bought me.
To what intent?
Marry, for I have things a few, the which I must you shew. By my master's commandment, Publius Cornelius is his name, your very lover in pain of shame. And if ye love him, ye not be to blame. For dare I say, and on a good book make it good, he loved you better than his own heart blood.
His own heart's blood? No, half that love would serve my need.
Yet since did he you foresee, in the place where he dwells, he had loved you, so in his heart, that he seeth not himself a fart, nor by man else. And because ye shall give credence unto my saying in his absence, and to trust that I say, he told me tokens 2 or 3, which I know well as he told me.
Tokens? What are they?
Let me see. Now I need to be wise, for one of his tokens is very nice, as ever I heard tell. He prayed for you to believe me by the same token that ye and he walked together by a hollow tree.
All that I know well.
Then I am but yet in the right way, but I have something other to say, touching my credence, which I think as I were best to be spared, for happily ye would not have it declared before this audience.
No, spare nothing, I pray you. As for my affairs, I do not care if all the world should hear.
Marry, then I shall proceed. He showed me also in very deed how there sat a bird, and ye delivered him to your musk-ball, for to throw at the bird withal. And then he said as ye did no worse, but even fair kissed him on the knock of the arse.
No, there you lie falsely, by my faith.
Truth, it was on the whole of the arse, I should say. I wis it was well one or of the two, the nook or the hole.
No, nor that either.
By my faith, ye kissed him, or he kissed you, on the whole of the arse, choose you now. This he told me sure. Howbeit I speak it not in reproof, for it was done for good love, and for no sinful pleasure.
Nay, nay, man, you are far astray. I know what your errand is, though you've been careless. You ought well to be ashamed of your blunder, for you should have said the hollow ash tree. That hole is what your master meant.
By God avow, I trow it was. I cry you mercy, I have done you trespass. But I pray you take it in patience, for I mistook it by negligence. The mischief come therein. He might have sent you this gear in a letter, but I shall go learn my errand better, and come again anon.
Yes, do so by all means.
B exits, mortified at his mistake, leaving Lucrece to reflect.
That was the most bungled message I have ever heard since I was born. And if his master knows of it, he'll be angry with him for it. Yet I will say no more about it, for it has been my custom always to hinder no man, but to help where I may.
A enters. Fair mistress, liketh it to know that my master commends me to you.
Commends you to me?
No, commends you to him.
Well corrected by Saint Simon.
Commandeth he to you, I would, or else you to he. Now, choose you may, whether liketh you better. And here he sendeth you a letter. A letter. Oh, God's mercy, I had it right now. Sirs, is there none among you that picked up such a writing? I pray you, sirs, let me have it again.
You are a fine messenger, to be sure. But I pray you, sir, one thing. Who is your master? Tell me that.
Master, what do you call him? Oh, pardieu. You know whom I mean well and fine.
Yet I do not, as I hope to walk on.
What? Yeah, that he would have you so, yeah.
I suppose there are many of those if I were inclined, but still I do not know who you mean. I suggest you go back again and learn your master's name.
By my faith, and I hold it best you may say I am a homely jest in earnest and in game.
Wait, I'll come closer to the point. What is your name, I'd like to know. Tell me that before you go. I wager you can't quite say?
By my faith, not very well, because you say so. By this light I have forgotten. Howbeit, by that time I have spoken with some of my company, I shall be certain of this. Yeah. Shall I find you again here?
Yes, that you shall, most likely.
A leaves, abashedly, and Cornelius enters with B trailing behind.
Now, fair Lucrece, according to the appointment that you made with me here this day, so that you may not find me negligent, here I am come to do your will, obey. And ready am I on my own behalf to say that, touching the degree of noble condition between me and Gaius, there can be no comparison. And that shall I show you by clear reason, if it please you that I begin now.
No, you shall hold that a little while, until such time as Gaius your adversary comes in, for I will give you no hearing in the matter until you both are present together. And in any case, keep well your patience, as I have bound you both to keep the peace. I forbid you utterly all manner of violence throughout this proceeding, and also that you cease all such words as might give occasion for quarreling or other unseemly conduct.
There shall be no such offence in me, in word or deed, this I promise you. But now, what shall we do to occupy ourselves? What kind of entertainment would you devise while these others tarry so? Will you watch a dance in the fashion of Spain, while you have nothing else to do? I have provided everything needed for it.
Sir, I shall give you my attention.
Will you do that? I ask no more.
Cornelius turns to B.
Go quickly and bid them come in, and have the musicians enter first.
Mary, as for one of them, his lip is sore. I trow he may not pipe. He is so sick. Spell up tambourine, ich bide ook freelijk.
And with that command in mock Dutch, The musicians play and a dance begins. Yes, well, that's enough of that. It's an audio podcast. The dancers bow and depart.
Indeed, that was a most enjoyable entertainment. But I pray you, of what nation are these excellent performers? Were they of England or of Wales?
Nay, they be wild Irish portingales that did all these pleasures. Howbeit it was for my master's sake, and that he will deserve it, I undertake, on the largest wise.
Go on yourself, while you're standing there, and make them good cheer. See to it the best way you can devise.
Then they shall have cheer heaven high. But one thing I promise you faithfully, they get no drink thereto.
B exits, ushering the disappointed musicians off stage. As they go, Gaius comes in. It is time for Lucrece to hear their arguments and pass her judgment.
Look, this man is come now. Now you may proceed in your matter. You both remember what I said to you, touching my answer. I trust there is no need to repeat it further?
No, in very deed, for too much repetition would slow the progress of all this matter. No more is needed. Let's get roundly to the matter we came for.
Yes, that I pray you as heartily as I may. But first it seems to me it would be prudent that you both name some impartial man to give judgment between you that I spoke of.
Nay, by my consent, no man shall hold that office but you.
And I hold me well content that it so be.
Yes, but notwithstanding that you both agree that I should decide this question of nobility, it is a great matter which, as it seems to me, properly belongs to a philosopher or a divine. Yet since the choice of this matter is mine, I can be content, with certain reservation, when I have heard you to give my opinion. Thus I mean it, and thus I intend, that whatever judgment I get between you two, according to my own thinking, it shall not extend to any other person. I will have it so. For no other person has any business in this. It may not be taken as a general precedent, even though, for your own parts, you agree to it.
As touching that point, we hold us well content. Your sentence shall touch no man but us twain. And since ye shall give it by our own agreement, no other man ought to have thereat disdain. Wherefore all this doubt ye may well refrain. And that matter principle this time would be spent.
Then I will begin.
I hold me well content.
Since you have promised, fair Lucrece, before now, that to the more noble man you will incline, do not stray from that word, and I ask no more. For then shall the victory of this cause be mine, as it shall be easy to judge and determine. For any person with the least measure of reason, I would dare to make a judge in this very case, except that I fear the beauty of your face would blind him so that he could not equally discern the wrong from the right. And if Gaius were half as wise a man indeed as he accounts himself to be, upon your said answer he should have no need to contradict or contend with me. My nobility is known throughout all this city. He himself knows well the nobility of my kin, and at that one point I will begin my argument. Among all the histories of the Romans that you read, where do you find blood of so great nobility as has been the Cornelii of whom I am bred? And if I were inclined to hold my peace on that, yet all your chronicles bear ample witness that my progenitors and ancestors have been the chief aid and defence of this noble city. How often have my ancestors in times of necessity delivered this city from deadly peril, as much by their courage as by their statecraft? What dangers and what pains they suffered in the cause to increase the empire and for the common good. It needs no particular rehearsal here, since every true Roman knows the same. In every man's house those histories are plentiful, and written in books, as in some places you may find the deeds of Arthur or of Alexander's life, in which stories you may evidently see and read how Carthage, that royal city, by Scipio Africanus, my great-grandfather, was subdued and made subject to Rome's empire. and many other cities that conspired against the noble Senate in resistance, as often as necessity required, were reduced again to due obedience, either by the strategy or by the force of arms of my said ancestors. The histories are plain, and witness that I do not speak these words in vain. My blood has ever taken such pains to safeguard the common good from ruin and decay, that by one accord the Senate did ordain they to be named fathers of the country, and so were my forebears reputed always. For in every need the people called on them for help as a child called on a natural father. Yet to ask them was scarcely ever needed, for of their own minds they were ever ready. It witness of the same, as a memorial of their deserving, the city built triumphal arches, upon which you may see, to my great honour, even to this day, the images of my ancestors standing side by side, so that their nobility should never die. In token also that they were worthy of great honour and praise throughout the land, it is commanded and generally observed that every citizen who passes that way by those same images must bow his head and make due reverence to those statues, else he commits a great offence against the law. Since it is so, then, that by right and custom such honour and homage must needs be done to those dead images, then much more reverence should be given to me. I trust you think so, for I am their very image and their relic, of their flesh and blood, their true inheritor, as well as of their goods as of their said honour. To me they have left many a castle and tower that in their triumphs they rightfully won. To me they have also left all their treasure in such abundance that I believe no man within all Rome since it first began had half the store that I now hold, as I understand it, here in my own hand. Lo, in these things my nobility consists, which, in my opinion, suffices for this purpose. And I believe there is no man throughout this land of Italy, but if he were here present, he would assent to what I say in this matter, and grant me the honour and preeminence, rather than make resistance against me. I marvel greatly what should move your mind to think that your claim here should be any good. For you cannot say in your defence that there was ever a gentleman of your kin or blood, and if there were one, it would still be understood that none but yourself, who only lately among noble gentlemen has tried to play their equal.
No more of that, I pray you. Such words I despise, and I forbade them to you at the beginning, to avoid all occasion of strife and dispute.
Nay, let him alone. He speaketh after his learning. For I shall answer him to everything, when he have all said, if you will hear me, as I think you will of your equity.
Wait, I must make an end first, by God. To you, sweet Lucrece, I would say before all, that if you will agree to my desire in this matter, doubtless you shall bless the time you were ever born, for riches you will have at your will evermore, without care or toil of laborious business, and spend all your days in ease and pleasant idleness. As for your own apparel, you can do no excess in my company that should displease my mind. With me you shall have no manner of business but hunt for your pleasure at the hart and hind, and sometimes, where we find convenient game, our hawks shall be ready to show you a flight which shall be right pleasant and cheerful to your sight. And if in hunting you have no delight, then you may dance a while for your amusement. You shall have at your pleasure both day and night all manner of minstrelsy to do you comfort. Do what thing you will. I have wealth to support our expenses, and beyond that I can maintain 100 or 2 at my own charges. As for him, I am certain his ancestors were of quite humble rank, although it's true that within a year or two, because he wished to pass himself as a gentleman, he has got himself both office and stipend, which, given his wretched penny-pinching ways, scarcely suffices for his bare living. Therefore, sweet Lucrece, it would not be fitting for your great beauty to dwell with him, for there you should have a threadbare living with miserable scarcity. And I have heard it said that maidens of your age do not much like such manner of husbands, unless they be those who care little to throw themselves away. I speak especially of such among them who may do better for themselves if they will, as you can. And therefore, Lucrece, whatever he may say to press and advance his claim against you, you would do yourself a very great wrong if you follow his part and incline to it. Now, say what you will, sir, for I have all done.
With right good will I shall go to, so that ye will hear me with as greatest patience as I have heard you. Reason would so. And whatsoever I shall speak in this audience, either of mine own merits or of his insolence, yet first unto you all, sirs, I make this request. They would like you to construe it to the best. For loath would I be as any creature, to boast of mine own deeds, it was never my guise. On that other side, loath am I to make any report of this man's folly, or him to despise. But nevertheless, this matter toucheth me in such wise, that whatsoever ye think in me, I must proceed, unto the very truth thereof, as this matter is indeed. To make a great rehearsal of that ye have said, the time will not suffer, but nevertheless, two things for yourself in substance ye have laid, which as ye suppose maketh for your nobleness, upon the which things dependeth all your process. First, of your ancestors ye allege the noble jests, secondly, the substance that ye have of their bequests. In the which things only, by your own confession, standeth all your nobleness, this said ye before, whereunto this I say under the correction of Lucrece, our judge here, that ye are never the more worthy in mine opinion to be called noble therefore. And without ye have better causes to show than these, of reason ye must the victory of this matter lose. To the first part, as touching your ancestors' deeds, some of them were noble like, as ye declare. The histories bear witness, I must grant them needs. But yet for all that, some of them were of contrary disposition like as ye are. For they did no profit, no more do ye, to the common weal of this noble city. If ye will the title of nobleness win, show what have ye done yourself therefore. Some of your own merits let us see bring in, if ever ye did any since ye were born. But surely ye have no such thing in store, of your own merits whereby of right ye should appear noble to any man's sight. But nevertheless I will you not blame, though ye speak not of your own deeds at all. And to say the truth, ye may not for shame your life so voluptuous and so bestial, in following a very lust sensual, that I marvel nothing in my mind, if ye leave your own deeds behind. He weeneth that by his proud countenance, of word and deed with nice array, his great oaths and open maintenance of thefts and murders every day, also his riotous disports and play, his sloth, his cowardice, and other excess, his mind disposed to all uncleanness. By these things only he shall have nobleness. Nay, the title of nobleness will not ensue, a man that is all given to such insolence, but it groweth of long continued virtue. As I trust, lady, that your impartiality can well define by your sentence. His ancestors were not of such condition, but all contrary to his disposition. And therefore they were noble without fail, and did great honour to all the country. But what can their said nobleness avail to him that taketh a contrary way, of whom men speaketh every day? So great is honour, that is marvel, the country suffereth him therein to dwell. And where he reproacheth me of poor kin, he doth me therein a wrongful offence. For no man shall thanks or praising win by the gifts that he hath of nature's influence. Likewise I think, by a contrary sense, that if a man be born blind or lame, not he himself but nature therein is to blame. Therefore he doth not me therein reprove. And as for that point, this I wot well, that both he and I came of Adam and Eve. There is no difference that I can tell, which maketh one man another to excel, so much as doth virtue and goodly manner, and therein I may well with him compare. Howbeit, I speak it not for mine own praise, but certainly this hath ever been my condition. I have borne unto God all my days his laud and praise with my due devotion. And next to that I bear always to all my neighbours charitable affection. Incontinence and uncleanness I have in abomination, loving to my friend and faithful withal, and ever I have withstood my lust sensual. One time with study my time I spend, to shew idleness the causer of sin. Another time my country manly I defend, and for the victories that I have done therein. Ye have seen yourself, sir, that I have come in to this noble city twice or thrice, crowned with laurel, as it is the guise. By these ways, lo, I do arise unto great honour from low degree, and if mine heirs will do likewise, they shall be brought to nobleness by me. But Cornelius, it seemeth by thee, that the nobleness of thine ancestors every one shall utterly starve and die in thee alone. And where he reproaches me on that other side, of small possession and great scarceness, for all that, lady, if ye will with me abide, I shall assure you of moderate riches, and that sufficient for us both doubtless. Ye shall have also a man according to your own conditions in everything. Now, Lucrece, I have showed you unto a part of my title that I claim you by. Beseeching you therefore with all my heart, to consider us both twainly and partially, which of us twain you will rather allow, more worthy for nobleness to marry with you.
Sirs, I have heard you both at length.
Nay, wait, Lucrece, I pray you earnestly, since he has laid many things to my charge, allow me to make my reply to them.
Truly, replication shall not be necessary, unless you have something else in store to show for yourself than you have already shown.
Why, lady, what more would you desire than what I have shown to make the case for nobility?
Yes, there is something that speaks to the matter better than what you have shown in your argument. But now let me see. What witnesses or what other proofs will you bring forward by which either of you may justify his claims?
As for my part, I will stand gladly to the common voice of all the country.
And you likewise, sir?
Yes, certainly. I shall in no way disobey your word.
Then I will take this path between you both. I shall go inquire as quickly as I may what the common reputation reports on this, and when I have obtained due evidence, then I shall return to you again to give you my considered judgment, which of you I will rule to have the preeminence.
Nay, fair Lucrece, I beg you, do not let me depart now in vain, not knowing the outcome of my desire.
Sir, although it be a pain to you, you must do so, both of you equally. Each depart hence to his own place, and take no more trouble or concern in this case. For as touching the substance of my judgment, I shall set it down upon good deliberation shortly after I have departed from here. And then to each of you both shall be sent a copy of the same, for this purpose, that it shall be seen by no other person, since it concerns only the two of you.
This is a good way, as in my mind. Are not ye, sir, content in likewise?
I don't quite know. Yet I will praise as I find, as I have the cause. That is always my custom.
Well, Lucrece, will ye command me any service?
No service at all, sir. Why do you say so? Our Lord speed you both wherever you go.
Gaius and Cornelius leave, and Lucrece is left alone to address the audience.
Now some young woman, perhaps if she were in my place, would not take the path that I intend. But I am fully determined with God's grace, to Gaius I will condescend. For in this case I do commend him as the more noble man, since in this wise, by means of his virtue to honor, he does rise. And yet I will not despise the blood of Cornelius. Pray do not think so. God forbid that you should take my meaning that way, for truly I shall honor him wherever I go, and all others who are of like blood also. But to blood itself, I will have little respect where the conduct is sinful and abject. I pray you all, sirs, as many as are here, do not take my words in an evil sense.
But B enters, ready to do just that.
Ye by my truth I shall witness bear, wheresoever I become another day, how such a gentlewoman did openly say, that by a churl's son she would set more than she would do by a gentleman born.
Nay, sir, then you misrepresent me.
I pray you tell me, how said ye then?
For God's sake, sir, the substance of my words was this. I say, even as I said when I began, that for excellent virtue I will honor a man rather than for his blood, if it so falls that gentle conduct does not go withal.
Then I put the case that a gentleman born have goodly manners to his birth according.
I say such a one is to be held in great regard. Such a one is worthy of more laud and praising than many of those who have their beginning of low kindred, else God forbid. I will not affirm the contrary for my life, for in that case there can be no comparison. But nonetheless, I said this before, that a man of excellent virtue and good character, although he be born of humble stock, yet I will honor and commend him more than one descended of right noble kin. And therefore I have determined utterly that Gaius Flaminius shall have his wish. To him alone I will apply myself, to live with him in wedlock at his will. So that to Cornelius I will never consent, though he had as great possessions as any one man in all of Christendom. I shall in no wise favor or love his conduct, however much his blood demands due reverence, and that I shall give him with all submission. But yet shall he never have the preeminence to speak of true nobility by my judgment. You are his good servant, sir. Go you away, and report to your master exactly what I say.
Lucrece leaves.
Shall I do that errand? Nay, let be. By the rood, ye shall do it yourself for me. I promise you faithfully, I would my master had been in Scotland when did he put this matter in her hand. Do stand to her judgment, but for as much as it's so, that this wrong to him is due by a woman, he must let it go, and hold him content, for he is of such disposition, that when he heareth of this conclusion, he will be stark mad, he by my truth as mad as a hare. It shall make him so full of care, that he will with himself fare, even as it were a lad. And so would I not, so mote I thee, for this matter and I were as he, it should never anger me, but this I would do, I would let her go in the mere name.
A enters. What now, sirs? How goeth the game? What? Is this woman gone?
Ye, man.
And what way hath she taken?
By my faith, my master is forsaken, and needs she will agree unto thy master, thus she saith, and many causes therefore she layeth, why it should be.
Oh, I marvel greatly whereof that grew.
By my faith, said she, I tell thee true, that she would needs have him for his virtue, and for no other thing.
Virtue? What the devil is that? I can tell. I show my cat to mine understanding.
By my faith, no more can I. But this she said here openly, all these folk can tell.
How say ye, good woman? Is it your guise to choose all your husbands that wise? By my troth, then I marvel.
Nay, this is the fear, so mote I go, that men choose not their wives so, in places where I have be, for wives may complain and groan, albeit that cause they have none. For I can hear or see, but of wedded men there be right few, that I will not say the best is a shrew, therein they all agree. I warn you, wedded men, every one, that the other remedy have ye none. So much for your ease, and ye study till tomorrow. But let them even alone with sorrow, when they do you displease.
Oh, tush, here is no man that setteth a blank by thy counsel, or conneth thee thank. Speak thereof no more. They know that remedy better than thou. But what shall we twain do now? I care most therefore, me thinketh that matter would be wist.
Marry, we may go hence when we list. No man can saith us nay.
Why then, is the play all done?
Yea, by my faith, we were once go. It were so straight away.
I would have thought in very deed that this matter should have proceeded to some other conclusion.
Yea, thou art master merry man. Thou shalt be wise when I wot near that when. It is not the question of nobleness now fully defined, as it may be so by a woman's mind. What wouldst thou have said more? Thou toldest me the other day that all the substance of this play was done specially therefore, not only to make folk mirth and game, but that such be gentlemen of name may be somewhat moved by this example for to eschew the way of vice and favor virtue. For sin is to be reproved more in them for the degree than other persons such as be of poor kin and birth. This was the cause principal, and for to do with all this company some mirth. And though the matter we have played be not per case so well conveyed, and it is with so great reason as history itself requireth, yet the author thereof desireth that for the season at least ye will take it in patience, and if there be any offence, show us wherein or we go hence. Done in the same, it is only for the lack of cunning, and he not be but his wit running. It is therefore to blame, and glad would he be and right in fame, that some man of stable brain would take him on labor and pain, this matter to amend, and so willed he me first to say, that done of all this play, shortly here we make an end.
There we go. Brilliant. Thank you so much, everyone. That was wonderful. Before we say goodbye, I think it's only fair, since you've put so much time into this, let us hear a little bit about your podcasts. So again, we'll go through from order of appearance in the show. Well, obviously, you know about Tudoriferous because this is a Tudoriferous podcast. So let's move on to Michael and Roberto, of course, for Quest for Power.
So we are an epic fantasy-inspired history and mythology podcast that rates anyone that we find interesting, basically. We are right now in the middle of the Irish mythological cycle for the foreseeable future, and I have ADHD, and you can tell by the way the podcast goes.
Excellent. And then after that, we have, next person was Fulgens. So Quinn, tell us about Noblesse Oblige.
Yes, so Noblesse Oblige is a podcast where me and my wife Maggie rank all of the Nobel laureates from 1901 until we run out of people. It's been a little inconsistent lately because I'm trying to finish my PhD. I have no idea how Dustin or Umberto kept the podcast running while finishing a PhD. So we're hoping to be coming back regularly relatively soon.
Fantastic. And then after that, we had Cornelius. So I mean, Simon, the history of Venice. It says it all, but tell us more.
It does exactly what it says on the tin. Yeah, I was originally going to call it 10,000 Gondolas, and then we thought, hang on, search engine optimization. The History of Venice podcast is about the history of Venice, starting in the kind of 400s, 500s, and going up to, well, I don't know where, at least 1797, maybe beyond. We're currently almost at the end of the Fourth Crusade, and next week we'll be sacking Constantinople, much to the displeasure of any fans of the Roman Empire. So apologies to anybody who loves that.
How dare you?
I know Roberto's already salty about that because he said so when he did our ad. That's where we are.
Brilliant. And Meredith, the Alexander Standard.
Yes, so I'm one half of the Alexander Standard with my husband Dustin. In the style of Rexipods, we are ranking all the successors of Alexander the Great, from Perdiccas down on through to Cleopatra the Seventh. So first season covered the Diadoquoi. We just wrapped up the Antigonids. Dustin's in the other room writing the Seleucids, and we'll round out with the Ptolemies someday.
And Roberto, we've already heard about one of your podcasts, so tell us about the others.
Okay, so Tsar Power is another Rexipod where I'm, one half of the show with my co-host Aurora, and we are ranking the Russian rulers from Rurik to Putin. We just finished up the Kievan princes, and now we're on the Vladimir princes, and it's going to get hectic there because we're about to start jumping around from Vladimir to Muscovy to the Mongols, and then once the Mongols are kind of like out of power, it'll settle back down to Muscovy or Moscow. And then the other one is the history of Saqartvelo, Georgia, where I am just going through the history of the country of Georgia, not the state. And we're currently in the Lazai War. We're finishing that up now. It's just things have been slow because I have had quite a few health issues, which have made researching a bit difficult. It's hard to research when you can't use your hand. So,
but still quite incredible. And just in case, actually, I said everyone use Tudoriferous in case someone else puts this out on their feed. Lucy, do you want to give us like the Tudoriferous explanation?
We're Tudoriferous. We are ranking everybody from 1485 to 1603. Literally everybody.
It really does feel that way sometimes, and we started in England.
It really does.
And now it's like yes. I'm not quite sure exactly when this will come out, but I mean, we recently spent a month in Naples. We may have done our jaunt to Portugal. On our Patreon, we've started looking at thousands of Italians, but also
we spent a lot of time in Italy.
Yes.
Did this happen accidentally, or did you guys just like start going through other people? And you're like, I was just like, I actually would rather talk about that and that and that. Or was it designed that way from the beginning?
I mean, just from I've only been on the podcast for a little while, but just from the impression that I've got, it's been like, you keep finding out, there's when you research one person, there's another person who's really interesting and connect to them, and so you research them. And it's like a podcast version of one of those Wikipedia wonders that just goes through.
Yeah.
Well, thank you and so much, everyone, for allowing us to bring early modern drama into the world. And we will probably send you out now with some music. So goodbye, everyone.
The biggest tournament in soccer is finally here, and I've already started planning my watch parties. My go-to move before kickoff is stopping at Total Wine & More to grab drinks for the whole crew. Wine, beer, seltzers, maybe even a few ready-to-drink options, everything we need for a full day of matches. Total Wine makes it so easy because I can grab everything in one stop. Get match day ready with Total Wine & More today, so you're set from kickoff to the final whistle. Spirits are not sold in Virginia and North Carolina. Drink responsibly, must be 21.
Hey, History of Persia fans. Before Persia, another civilization controlled the Middle East. The very first civilization, the inventors of writing itself. From the clay tablets of ancient Mesopotamia come the oldest stories. The history and myth of the first Mesopotamians is the subject of the Oldest Stories podcast online at oldeststories.net. If you like ancient history, come check out the oldest stories after you listen to this episode.